Hello. Schedule 1 is a game about making and selling various illegal substances on the street with a simple goal, to become the kingpin of the industry. However, I don't care about running a cartel, I want to become the wealthiest man in the city without having any connections to the drug business. But if you couldn't do that by dealing drugs, would there be another way to achieve the same goal? Today I'm trying to get $10 million without making or selling any drugs. This includes sowing, watering, growing, mixing, packing, cooking, drying, processing, cultivating, growing, moisturizing, growing, mixing, processing, cooking. But how would you reach $10 million if you couldn't make any drugs? Well, there are a few other means in the game to make money, which I'll cover along the video. But to begin with, we start from the RV, and Uncle Nelson has left us a little starting money on the dead drops around the map. Okay, sure. This really isn't much, but every dollar counts here. However, when these initial dead drops are dry of money, the rival drug cartel will blow up your RV to establish that you are not welcome to deal your supply on their territory. Oh no, the RV blew up! What am I gonna do now? Welcome to Hyland Point. This is our territory. Don't interfere. TB. Sure, but I'm not here for that. You can have your territory. I'll be doing something else. But because I wasn't going to do that anyway, I couldn't really care less about their little intimidation. With your RV gone, you now don't have a place to stay, but that's fine because who needs a roof anyways? I'm a street rat now. No, literally. I gotta level up saying that when I inevitably slept in a motel room I felt forced to get. As a proper street rat, I started to collect trash into these cash for trash machines that pay you for keeping the environment clean. $8! That's huge! I'll be doing this for the rest of my days. This is so good. Another $7. Huge. They can be a decent way early on to make a little cash, but in the long run it's way too tedious to make the big bucks. What do you want? Luckily you can buy this tool from the hardware store that lets you collect multiple pieces of trash before needing to be emptied. Trash grabber. I need that to help me with the collection. But do I need trash bags for that? Now we have this. Okay, actually I don't even need the trash bags. $35, that's big bucks. Yeah, now we are moving with this money making. This is gonna be so easy. It's so fast. I'll be done with this in no time. Probably not by tomorrow, but maybe the next day. Anyway, maybe I'll just need to head to bed now that the police curfew is about to begin. That trash grabber does speed up the process a little bit. However, as I'm not that keen about keeping the streets clean right now, I moved on to the next step. The first actually somewhat sustainable method to make money is pickpocketing. Pickpocketing works by simply crouching behind someone and then you are given this prompt to pickpocket the person. With this method you can not only get money but various items and goods as well. Could she be our first pickpocketing victim? Let's see. And I missed it. Uh-oh. Of course I missed it right away. That's bad. Well, now I need to wait for the police investigation to stop. Switch off the lights. Maybe then they cannot find me here. Yeah, I didn't start my pickpocket career strong. However, when I managed to get some money and some of those items from these unsuspecting pockets, those items could then be sold to Mick, who runs the local pawn shop, to make extra profit. However, the profit margin here on most items is not a lot, and the downside to pickpocketing being that if you miss the mark, they will call the cops on you, as I cleverly demonstrated already, so better not to miss, I guess. Right, I have been doing this for a small eternity now. Well, it's probably just been a couple of in-game days. But anyway, I have now collected $2,000. I was stoked. I could feel the progress. Then I remembered that there is one thing I could do. And that requires a baseball bat. Can you guess what that is for? No, I'm not going to beat up everyone in the city. What? Why would you even think that? Unbelievable. I'm of course going to destroy every ATM in the city for money. Destroying the machines on top of my other activities seemed to help quite a lot. If I was lucky, I could get nearly $100 from a single machine, and if I was not lucky, well, then I only got $10. But it was still better than collecting 10 pieces of trash for the same amount of money. Of course, there is no crime without punishment, and I got into trouble with the law enforcement. I wouldn't have any of that and proceeded to beat them up with my baseball bat. This was the moment I realized what a power I had in my hands. Even though I previously said that I wasn't going to beat up everyone in the city, this now meant that I had the means to do that. After looting the bodies of the officers and getting my hands onto a pistol, I figured that I could probably pawn this as well, and I was right. Mick would happily take that for a pretty decent price. Beating the police, however, is a risky move. One moment you get a good bonk on their head, and the next you are arrested. On top of that, they had the audacity to give me a fine for my crimes. I mean, what do you even mean with a theft, 2 times assault, and evading arrest? Well, that happened. I mean, the fine was a little setback, but it wasn't too bad. It was only $175. That's easy to collect back. Well, one thing I'm glad is that they don't know about those hundreds of pockets that have been picked by me. That would definitely be a hefty fine that I couldn't afford. $10,000. I mean, that's how much money I have now made, and well, a little extra. But I think I should check now how much progress I have made. So 10,000 is divided by 10 million and then multiplied by 100 to get the percentage out of this. Oh, it turns out I have now made 0.1% of progress. This is insane. And I currently have almost 2 hours of playtime doing this challenge. This means that at this rate, completing this challenge would take approximately 2,000 hours. Yeah, I wasn't ready to spend 2,000 hours to get this done. And honestly, I was a little surprised that it would actually take that long if these methods so far were the only ones I could use. This meant that I needed to up the stakes if I wanted to be done with this before Christmas next year. Fuck. Didn't think they will see me if I try to beat up the guy, but they did. And what a better way to raise the stakes than to hit the casino. Now, with this amount of money, I think it's finally time we hit the casino. Now, the casino has 3 games to choose from. The games are blackjack, slots, and ride the bus. In blackjack, the goal is to have a hand total that is closer to 21 than the dealer's hand and not to exceed 21, or you will automatically lose the round. Ride the bus, however, consists of 4 rounds. In the game, the dealer pulls cards from the deck face down onto the table, and your job is to guess the characteristics of that card. And what you need to guess depends on the round you are on. The first round is simple, 50-50. Is the card red or black? In the second round, you need to guess whether the second card is lower or higher value than the first card. Succeeding proceeds you to the third round, where you need to choose whether the third card's value is between or outside of the range of the first 2 cards. The final round consists of you choosing which suit the fourth card will be. This one can be tricky because there are now 4 options instead of 2, but optionally at any point in the game you can choose to cash out your winnings and take what you won so far if the risk is too high to proceed guessing. Both of these 2 games rely heavily on the player input and strategy to optimize winnings. However, there is one more game in the casino that doesn't require such strategizing. That of course is slot machines. These simply require you to pull a lever and wait for the winnings to roll in. Well, you need to actually get 3 of a kind to win, and the amount depends from which of these symbols you hit. So, out of these options, the slots seem the best to make a lot of money without having to constantly choose to draw or to stay. And even better, according to the wiki, the average expected return value is 1.36 times the money spent. By average, if you spend $100,000 on the machine, you are expected to walk away with $136,000. That seems pretty good to me. Anyway, that is still an average, so you can easily lose everything in case you get massively unlucky. Some sort of bet that we don't lose everything immediately if I get super unlucky with these. Maybe $100 bet? I can quite a many times pull these with $100, so should we just try all the machines? That one, 200, and all the others lost. Well, that's not a good start. Go again. Let's go again. Okay, this has to be my lucky machine. Also that one as well, but this has won twice in a row now. But we keep going. We don't stop. We never stop. Oh yeah, and I apparently need cash. So 5k. With this, I'm sure we will have the 10 million in no time. Yeah, I think we are actually winning right now. Jackpot 10k. That's huge. That's massive. Now I have basically doubled my money already since I started gambling. Why don't everyone do this? If this is so good. And if you are wondering why do I have a gun, don't ask. I just beat up a cop on the way in. Nothing weird. Oh, the 100 is actually the max bet. I thought there would be a more, but apparently not. And the police curfew just started. Well, I'll be gambling. I don't mind about that. That won a big win. Crazy. I feel like I'm a little bit down from the last jackpot that I hit, but maybe we'll have hit another one soon. Well, at least a big win. But it ain't no jackpot. I need a jackpot. I need a lot of jackpots. Jackpot! Yes! Only 997 jackpots to go. Oh, and another one! Yes! Huge! Here we go! Also, yeah, my calculations didn't take into account that every pull costs $100 and not every pull is a jackpot. So we need a little bit more than 999 jackpots in order to have the 10 million. With this much profit made already, I decided that it was time to treat myself with a brand new skateboard. What is the difference between the golden and the off-road? Well, I guess I'll go with the golden anyway, cause that's a bigger flex on the haters. Bought a skateboard from him and then stole the money back. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, now I've hit the $100,000 mark. Mainly I've been doing the slot machines, but also some ATM robbing, as well as robbing the law enforcement from their weapons. However, at some point I started to notice that the police didn't have any more guns to steal. So I guess that's not a very sustainable way for income, because it seems to take pretty long time to reset the police inventory. And on top of that, the guns are not even worth that much. I think that early on these guns can be a pretty good boost to money, but later not that great. Simply for the reason that you can't get your hands onto them. Anyway, getting to this point took me a little under an hour, but I wasn't gambling all that time, so in theory you could make $100,000 with the slots in about 45 minutes easily. And so, because $100,000 is 1% of the goal of $10 million, it would mean that completing the challenge with these slot machines would take approximately 4,500 minutes or 75 hours. This is still a ridiculous amount of time to be doing this simple action over and over again. So I'm gonna head to bed and figure out my options. Don't mind about her. she's sleeping. The game still has one more method to make money which I want to explore: gold bars. See, gold bars can be bought from the Blue Balls boutique for $10,000 each and then sold to Mick at the pawn shop for anywhere from $4,500 to $18,000. You can probably see the potential here. However, Blue Balls boutique only accepts card payments, which means that I need to get my cash into my bank account. The weekly limit for straight deposits from ATMs is $10,000, but you can also buy businesses which then can be used to launder your dirty cash into a clean bank balance. That clean money can then be used to buy the gold bars without raising any suspicion. I'm sure no one bats an eye when I suddenly purchase hundreds of gold bars. To get these businesses, you need to head to Race Realty. The game currently has 4 businesses you can buy to launder your cash, with each more expensive than the prior, but each business allows you to process larger amounts, with the total for all 4 businesses being $20,000 a day. However, to buy businesses you also need bank balance, but now that I can only afford the first one, that's where I'll start. Next, I spent a lot of time gambling and washing my money. Whenever the previous batch was finished, I went and set up a new one to go. Slowly I was getting my money transferred to my bank account, and when I had enough for the next business, I bought that, essentially speeding up the process constantly. Finally, I had all the businesses. This meant that I now had the total weekly capacity to get $150,000 transferred to the bank balance. What is happening here? Dude, are you okay? What are you doing? Sure. Have a nice day. What the hell? So now that I had all the businesses, I could start buying gold bars. It didn't really click with me that when I would sell the gold bars to Mick, he would pay me with cash. Then that would need to be laundered again in order to buy more gold bars. So this meant that I was limited by the laundering speed. If I was able to sell all my gold bars at a price of $18,000, which is not very likely to happen, it would take me 37 weeks in game to get enough money laundered to buy the needed gold bars. And that's only if I sold them at the max price. But how long would it take to get $10 million with the gold bars? Well, since it takes 24 hours in game for the money to be laundered, and that is 24 minutes in real time, it would take 6,216 minutes to get this done. However, sleeping passes the laundering timer. With that in mind, the earliest you can head to bed is 6 PM and you will always wake up at 7 AM. This in return means that the minimum day length is 11 minutes. With this, it would take 2,849 minutes or approximately 27.5 hours to pass 37 weeks in game, which is still a ridiculously long time to do one thing over and over. And the reality is that Mick from the pawn shop will rarely give good prices, so this would actually take much longer. For about 2 weeks I tried to sell my gold bars to Mick, and never did he even give me a price where I would have profited. So I guess to conclude the gold bar strategy, it can be an effective way on top of gambling, but if done solely, it is too random to be a consistent way to make money. I maybe should have done the math before starting to go all in on the gold bars, because now I have all the businesses and I have nothing to do with them. Due to all of these money-making methods being bottlenecked in some ways, I have decided to remove one of the bottlenecks, and that is the bet limit on the slot machines. To do that, I downloaded a mod that lets me place bigger bets on the slots without touching the winning odds, since they are already in the favor of the player anyway. Okay, how much can we bet now? 1.5k, 3k, 5k, 10k. Holy, this goes high. Okay, I think 20. Okay, 100k bet. Okay, that's a max bet right now. I think we'll be fine with doing just something like 1.5 for starters. This should now be possible to actually hit the 10 million. Yeah, we are winning big already. Huge. Yes. Now we are finally making some progress, hopefully. I'll have to knock on wood. Hopefully we will make progress here. That is a jackpot, and it's huge. 150,000. Yes. Finally, yes. Just keep on playing all the machines at the same time. Try with the higher bet. 3,000. I mean, sure. What could go wrong here? Well, nothing. Let's see when I lose all this 200,000 that I now have. That is a jackpot. 300,000. Yes. Those we want. We want those. More jackpots. I mean, I need to hit something big soon. I've already come down so much from the last jackpot. I need to hit. Where are all the winnings? Just these small wins. They are not enough. They are not enough. I need more. Okay, well, at least a big win, but it's not enough. I need the jackpots. So close, but not there. Okay, now I'm already under 300,000. I need to win soon. Well, technically I still have like 100 pulls left. But I need to win. Give me the wins. Yes, more. I need more. So much more. No, I thought that almost hit. It was so close. Okay, I need to raise the bet to 5,000. I will not win on these 3,000 bets. But now, with the 5,000, let's go. Big win already. Huge. Now we need a jackpot. Now we need a jackpot. There it is. Yes. Finally. And now we have already 755,000. Amazing. We are almost 10% on the way there to the final goal. Should I up the bet 10k on all the machines? Yes. What could go wrong? Nothing. Big win already. Okay, what is this? Why am I down to 400,000 already? This is not looking good. Was the 10k bet a mistake? No, I don't believe that. Cannot be a mistake. I'm below 300,000 already. This is bad. I need the jackpot. There it is! Yes! Million. That is a million of winnings. Finally huge. Now we still have ways to go, but we are 10% on the way to that 10 million mark. Well, now that we have $1 million, should I up the bet? Oh my god, that is a big increase. Go to 25,000. Well, let's just try a little bit. I guess there's no harm in trying. Well, I guess there can be a harm in trying if I'm using 125,000 per each round that I go around these machines. I'm definitely losing a little bit here. We are at 400,000. Well, big win at least. That's something, but I need to hit bigger. Okay, now I'm starting to really be down on the money. This is not good. I need that jackpot. This is looking bad. I'm telling you, this is looking bad. 65,000. How did we come so low? No. 40,000 left. I guess I just have to decrease my bet, even though I don't want to. But, well, I've almost lost everything already, so that is a must then. Okay, slowly I have pulled myself out of the ditch and now I have 2 million again. So I think it's time to go with the $50,000 bet. Let's just throw all the machines there and start gambling, I guess. Okay, got a couple of those massive hits and now we are almost at 5 million. Do we dare to go with the 100k bet? This seems crazy, but I am already doing it, so let's go. With this we only need to hit one jackpot in order to get the 10 million, I believe so. But how hard is it to hit a jackpot? It's not looking good. But maybe. How many times do I need to keep doing this? I've already burned down half of my money on this. This 100k bet doesn't seem to be working. That is a jackpot! And it's the 10 million! Yes, 10 million completed. Now we have 11 million on our hands. We only have 10,000 to put into the bank, so we still have quite a bit of cash. I guess we have a huge backpack also where we carry all this stuff. Well, apparently not. We don't even have pants. So, to answer the question, is it possible to get $10 million without making and selling any drugs? Yes. And also yes, for doing it purely on the vanilla game, if you are prepared to spend over 50 hours doing so. Well, if I wanted to wash all this money, it would take quite a long time, since I can only launder 20,000 in one day, but I don't think I will be doing that. Instead, I will be concluding the video here. 10 million was a crazy amount of money to begin with. Anyway, if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment something nice, and consider subscribing for more. Thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one. Bye.